All right, I am growing some wheatgrass here. I'm getting this process started, and I wanted to show you how I do it. So I'm going to be using 10 by 20 trays with holes in them, which look like this. You can see they have the holes in the bottom. What I found is with the wheatgrass, I need to use the trays with the holes in them. I have a total of 2 cups of wheatgrass seeds in each of these jars, and then I fill them with filtered water. You can let them sit for 8 to 12 hours or just overnight. Since it's already, it's my bedtime, so I just like to go ahead and soak them overnight, and then for 2 to 3 days, you're going to rinse them twice a day. And I'm going to show you each day what the seeds look like as they sprout. They do sprout pretty quickly, and I find that especially these type of seeds that I've gotten this time, I mean 1.5 day, then they just like by the second day, this jar, you're going to see, it's going to be like completely filled. Alrighty, it's been 12 hours since I've soaked the seeds. And so I'm going to give them a rinse. I'm going to rinse them in filter water again. You always want to use filter water. And you can see, they haven't really done much of anything. But once I rinse them, you are going to see tomorrow, it's just going to be like a whole, see, they haven't really done much of anything. So I'm going to give them a rinse and then show you how you can keep them. One thing that I want to say, once you rinse them and drain them, you want to make sure you drain all of the water off as much as you can. If you have a colander, some people use a colander and they set it, they drain it, rinse it in the colander, and then they cover it with, like a paper towel or something. I have noticed, I've done it both ways, where I covered it and where I haven't covered it. And I have noticed that they do sprout much faster when they're covered. Just kind of kept out of the light and give them some time to, germinate and sprout. And so this is what they look like now. I'm turning them to the side so they can get a better airflow. If I keep them straight up, they won't. And then turn them to the side will kind of help them dry out. And then by the time they do, it'll be time for you to rinse again, because you need to rinse them twice a day. So I'm going to show you what they look like tomorrow. So have a good look, because they are going to be, you're going to see the little sprouts coming out of them tomorrow. You can't really see any changes now, but tomorrow you will. Alrighty. And there's my little towel. I just wanted to show you that I covered them. Alright, this is day 2. And you can see that, and this is the morning of day 2, that you can see that they're beginning to sprout just a little. So I'm going to rinse these and twice today. And I'll show you what they look like tomorrow. I hope you can see this on the camera. Let me see if I can get closer. Okay. All right, this is actually still day 2. I believe I showed you. I can't remember if I really recorded this morning, day 2. But I wanted to show you how fast they started to sprout. They really take off after you, after day 1, they just kind of take off. And so I want to show you how they're going to look. I want to show you now, so when I show you in the morning. And really, right now would be a good time for me to go ahead, because I might not be able to get these out of the jar. And I'm going to tell you, I have good seeds. Good seeds are number 1. Cannot have a good harvest without good seeds. And so, matter of fact, I think I'm just going to go ahead and plant these. Go ahead and put these in the soil in the trays, and so go ahead and get those started. Okay, it is the morning of day 3, and I know I said last night I was going to go ahead and put these in the container, but I was tired, sleepy, and now you see how they look. So you can get a good picture of that. I don't know if you can tell by the lighting. So this is one I've already rinsed, and then this, I haven't rinsed this jar yet, so you can kind of see it's gotten kind of jiggy with it. See how fast it's grown. The one thing you have to do is you have to be careful with the little sprouts here, the little tails. Once they break off, they don't like regenerate like blood cells. So you have to be careful with it. So I probably should have did it last night, just because they're kind of tight in here in this jar. If you have a bigger jar, then you might be better off. But this is fine. I've rinsed these. I have my trays. Now remember I said that you have to have a tray with holes in it. So this is my tray with holes in it. And then this is the tray that I'm just using to catch any of the soil, because I'm doing this indoors. Okay? And you don't need like a light. I do have light that I use, and I'll show you that later. But the first time that I grew it, I just grew it right here on the little sill here. So, and it wasn't close to a window or anything. So, regular indoor light. If you can see, what they say is if you can see in the room, then it's enough light for the wheatgrass. And the optimal temperature is 70 to 75 degrees. Anything more than that, then it's going to promote the growth of mold. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do now is, I've already cleaned my tray. I think I'm going to rinse it again as I cleaned it and I let it dry. And then I'm going to put my potting mix in here, the soil that I'll be using. You can also use a growing medium, but I'm not going to be talking about that today. I'm using soil. I've done both ways. And just for my own personal investigation of growing wheatgrass, I think I'm just going to stick with soil. Okay? You want to have like a lighter soil, like a starting mix soil. Of course, you want organic soil. So I'm going to put that in the tray. You don't need a lot, just enough to cover. So I'm going to get started with that. And actually, this is the one that I used the first time, and it's empty. And also the reason why I said I was going to do it this morning is because I was supposed to go last night. So this is the potting mix also that I had for my my indoor organic garden. And so I'm going to use this. This is a little bit heavier, but it's still a potting mix, because I use this for my potting, my earth pots. You saw my video about that. That may be a little bit too much. So I'm going to mix this up. Break it all up. Spread it out. And again, you only need enough to cover. Little grooves. Don't need a lot. Some people grow wheatgrass with no soil at all. Okay? So that's what it's looking like. And then I'm just going to take another tray and kind of press down just to make sure it's nice and settled in there. Okay. So that's what that looks like. And then I'm going to take my pH balanced water. You want to make sure the water that you use is between 6.5, no more than 7. And you just want to lightly dampen your soil. Okay? I guess I should have washed my hands before I went to the wash bottle, right? Alright, so again, I'm going to get these seeds out, these sprouted seeds. They're kind of stuck together. Hopefully they're going to pop out there for me. I'm going to be a little gentle. Actually, I got to get all of the water. You don't want too much water because you don't want to start with promoting a mold growth. So you want to rinse them really well and drain them really well. Okay. And just like we rinsed them twice a day when we were, I really should have did this last night. Just like we rinsed them twice a day, but I have more than enough seed to go around. You're going to have to water them twice a day, okay? Seeds popping out all over everywhere. And what you're going to do is just spread this out evenly. You don't want any big clumps in any particular area. Because if there's too much seeds in one area, again, that is going to promote mold growth. Now, the one thing that I did learn, you can still eat the grass. The mold is not dangerous. You're going to be cutting above the mold anyway, but to me it just looked disgusting. And so I kept throwing mine out because I kept getting mold. And I'm going to tell you why I got mold. 2 reasons. Number 1, I had bad seeds. It is very important to get good seeds. Number 2, I didn't have a tray with holes in it, and so it wasn't properly draining. So the first time I did it, I overwatered it, had bad seeds. The second time I did it, I'm not going to say the seeds were bad because I did grow with them, but compared to these seeds right here, this grass, I mean, these seeds just did triple. It took the other grass like 10 days. This took like 6. Watch how fast this grass grows. So right now I'm just kind of spreading it all out. Okay? And I may save you the time of watching me do that. I'll show you the finished product. Oh, the other thing that I did was I was only using 1 cup, and I was wondering, why is my grass not looking like everybody else's grass? Because I was using this gigantic tray and I wasn't using enough seeds, eh? So I have 2 cups, and it's going to be nice and thick and beautiful. Now, you will hear people say that you can get more once you cut them. Once you cut the, I'm going to talk about that later actually. I'm going to talk about when you should cut them. Can you get another, let it grow again and use it again. I'll talk about that later. Because I'm actually going to show it to you. But as far as letting them grow again, you hear some people say yes, you can. They will grow again, but it's not as nutrient dense, is what I've heard a lot of people who, they specialize in growing wheatgrass and such, and they say that's just, get 1 grow and then compost. If you don't have compost, then you just be throwing it in the trash. Really, when I look at this, when I'm done, it makes me, I don't have a compost bin, and it makes me want to get one, make one. Okay, so I believe, in all my heart of hearts, I believe that I have this. Oh, try not to drop it, but I want to show you. Spread out evenly. I better hurry up. So I gotta go on with the rest of my life today. Okay, so that's that. And I'm just going to give them a very light squirt because they're a mist, because they're already pretty damp, but they will dry out quickly. You're going to see how quickly this grows. Then I'm going to be using my filtered water to actually pour the water on there. Keeping it nice and rinsed and drained. So the other thing that I'm going to do is cover them with another tray. So you don't need a fancy dome and humidity dome and all that. You can just take another 10 by 20 tray. I missed it. Cover it. Let it sit until the grass starts to grow. I'll show you that, how fast it's going to grow. So this is actually the third day, and we have put our seeds into soil. Okay? And where do you put this? You can put this anywhere. I have a little stand. I'm going to put it. I usually just was sitting it up here, but it's taking up space. So I bought a stand. So this is my little stand here. I have my other babies here, but this is a huge stand. And so I'm going to also grow some microgreens as well. I'm going to start with some broccoli, and I have a 5-part salad mix. So, but here it is. So this is, we're going to count this as day 1, the first day. Okay? And it's early in the morning. So this is day 1. And I'm going to put a sticky here so I can remember, because I always forget. Alrighty. Alright, so this is the second day. This is, wow. And just from this morning, I didn't have my camera this morning, but I guess you know what? It must have been open a little bit, because these are a little green, which means they've been exposed to the light. So the cover must have been off a little bit, and you can see that they're, I don't know if you can tell, but they're kind of bending toward the light, which is the window here. So it must have been off a little bit. But look how much they've grown since the last time I showed you, which was yesterday. And I'm going to get out the picture of them that I took this morning, so you can just see the difference from this morning to now. So let's make sure that's closed. I'll probably take it off tomorrow. And so you can tell this one has been closed. It's not green. It's not trying to lean anywhere. So it hasn't really been exposed to the light. So and I can see right there where I kind of left it open a little bit. So I gotta make sure that it's covered. So anyway, they look very nice and healthy. I'm not going to put any water on them now, because I like to do it actually 12 hours. So I'm gonna wait a couple hours, and then I will show you what they look like tomorrow. But let me get my phone and show you the picture, right, of how they were yesterday. This morning, I mean. So I'm going to get out my phone, and I'm going to show you. Look at that. My daughter said that I am a narcissist. All I do is take pictures. See, the thing is already pointed at me, ready to take a selfie. But I'm going to show you picture. Okay, maybe I am just a tad. But if you've been through what I've been through as far as hating to okay, let me find a picture. What's so funny is I hated to take pictures of myself. So we're looking for wheatgrass. It was just this morning. I had to take enough pictures just to get oh, that's my whipped body butter. So that's the first time I whipped it, and it didn't really come out as whipped as I wanted. Whippy. And so I whipped it again, and so there it is right there. Can you see that? It looks nice. Look at that. it's just coconut oil, some vitamin E oil. So there it is. So this is how it would look this morning, if you can see that. Okay, and from the difference of what I showed you just now from this morning. You see that? Okay, so just wait till tomorrow. It's just going to be like, wow. Okay, so I'm going to rinse them later and I'll show you what they look tomorrow, eh? Alrighty. Alrighty, good morning. Good morning for me anyway. Good day to you. It is the third day of the wheatgrass. And you can see how nice it's growing, how healthy they look. Remember, this is the one I showed you. I didn't have the cover on tight enough, and so it was getting exposed to the light a little bit, and so it was turning green a little bit and kind of going toward the sunlight, which I'm going to be putting a light up under there like this. I'm going to put that up here. I have my lights. I got to put them up there. So, you know, they won't be tilting over like that going toward the window. But that's what plants do when they're not getting enough exposure to the sunlight. Okay? So, alrighty, I will show you what they look like tomorrow. The other thing that I wanted to show you is what I've been using to water them is actually this squirt bottle. And I do it up until they get either to the point they are now, and then I'll use the bigger water, still use the filtered water, but I'll more like rinse them up under there just to make sure that, you know, all of at the roots and everything, it gets wet. But for now, even today, I'm still going to use this squirt bottle. But probably tomorrow, I'm just going to start rinsing them in the filtered water and making sure they drain properly. I just wanted to show you that. Okay, it's kind of dark, so I want to show you my tray. So bring it down here. And there she is, day 4. And guess what? Today we're going out of town. So I have decided to take it with me because it has to be watered twice a day. Let me see. I can show you. Alright, this is day 5. This is in the hotel room. We made it to New York. The wheatgrass was in the car for about 12 hours. Probably more because we stopped and ate and everything. But they're doing well. They're nice and green. Yesterday actually was the first day that I took off the lid and photosynthesis started to occur. So yesterday was the first day that they started to turn green, and look how green they've gotten. And they look like they've grown about an inch while we were in the car in that 12-hour period, which is very interesting. So I will let you know how they do tomorrow. All right. Alrighty, this is day 6 of the wheatgrass, and we're checking out today, and so they will be on another 12-hour journey to home. And so they've grown. I can't cover them now, so we'll see how they do in the car. I'll show you them tomorrow when we get home. All right, and then they're almost they'll almost be ready to harvest. How do you know when they're ready to harvest? When they start growing a second blade. And I'm going to show you, if I can get up close, where you can see the second blade coming in. Where's my finger? Okay, there's my finger. And if I could be still enough to show you. See that little second blade coming in? So maybe by the time we get home, they'll be ready to harvest. And so I have one tray for me and one tray for Amber. They'll be at their highest nutritional density at that time. That's why it's always best to grow your own, because you never know what stage they are when you buy them from the store. Alrighty, so we will look into this tomorrow. All right, bye-bye. Alrighty, this is, I believe, day 7. And you know what? Technically, because I actually counted the first day, we made it back home safe and sound, first of all. Technically, I counted the 15th. So really, this is day 6. But, you know, I'm going to stick with my story, eh? So you can see the little blade of second blade coming up right here. So these are ready, good to go. These are ready to be cut. I can cut these today, which I am. And I'm going to show you how I juice them. You do want to juice them in a wheatgrass juicer and not a regular juicer. Okay? And I'll show you that. Alright, well, I just wanted to show you the wheatgrass is all ready to harvest. And so I'm going to make some wheatgrass juice for Amber and I. I wanted to show you really quick the root system and how developed it is and how it wrapped itself all the way around the soil, and just how healthy it looks. Okay, so that's that. And so basically I'm just going to grab a handful and clip it with the scissors, and then I'm going to put it in my wheatgrass juicer. Now you don't put this in the regular juicers, you heard me say this already. You put it in a wheatgrass juicer, and you don't put it in a blender, because from what I've read, like you put it in your Vitamixer with some water or whatever, that kills the enzymes. It's better than nothing, and if that's all you have, then I would say use it. But I mean, you can invest in a nice wheatgrass juicer for like 40 bucks. I think I paid like 150 for mine, and I'll show you it in a second, but it's a stainless steel one. Okay, so we're going to cut this. And the other thing that I heard is that using a ceramic knife is better than scissors. But I don't have a ceramic knife, so we're going to go with what I have. So I'm just going to cut some over here. I already washed my scissors. Make sure I get all of that goodness. I can see where a knife would be better. I really can. I need to be able to cut mine evenly, eh? So I just cut it, and I'm going to put it in the juicer. Alright, so my juicer is over here on the other side. So basically all you do is just put the, can you see? Put the blades of grass right inside of, I don't know if you saw me do that. You saw me? Okay. So you put the blades of grass right inside of the juicer. I have a bowl here, and I'm going to just crank it, turn it. This is a manual one. If you want to get a electric one, it's going to cost you $200, $300, $400. And this is good exercise. So I'm just going to keep on cranking it, cranking it, cranking it. It takes a little bit. So I'm just going to pause it and show you when it's ready to, when the juice and the pulp starts coming out. A serving size is 2 ounces. Oh, you can smell the fresh juice. A serving size is 2 ounces. And I'm going to cut some more, put some more in there, because that little bit is not going to give me nothing but a couple, probably a teaspoon. Whew. It's getting really hard right now, so make sure that's tight on there. And if you can see the juice coming out, let me see, because I really want you to see. Matter of fact, see if we can look down in there, eh? If we can rise up and look down in the bowl. Actually, how about I just take it off? So this is me cranking it over here. That's the juicer. Okay. And you can see the pulp starting to come out there. And look at that. That's pure life right there. So many benefits of wheatgrass juice. Is crazy. You know, it mimics, it's almost the same components of hemoglobin. The thing that binds the heme to the globin in our red blood cells is iron, and wheatgrass juice, it's magnesium. That's the only difference. So you can give yourself, I know it's kind of shaky because I'm holding it, but I really wanted you to see that. So there you go. I'll show you the finished product. Alright, so here's the wheatgrass juice. Here's the pulp, which I'm going to use. You know, you can put this on wounds. You can make a facial. You can put this on your skin. It helps clear up a number of skin irritations or diseases, and also is good for facial. So I'm just going to wash my face and just put it on my face, kind of rub it on my face. Also, I juiced this entire tray there. If you can see that, the light is off, so it's kind of dark. But so basically, Amber and I need a tray a day. So I probably got a little bit, just a tad bit over the and that's the foam is probably in there. So basically, out of one tray with this juicer here, and this took me some time. I actually should have next time I'm going to record how long it actually takes me to do this, because you need to actually schedule this if you're going to be using a manual one, because this does take some time. But this is to life. Here's to life. And I hope you read my blog post about all the benefits of wheatgrass juice. And thank you for watching. If you have any comments, questions, let me know. Stay raining. Bye. I did want to show you that, you know, you don't need to see me pouring this in here, but this is my my little baking measuring cups is going to also be my little shot glass. I'll give you a close-up of juice and how just green it is. That's just pure chlorophyll. I don't know, can you see that? Let's get down here by this light. Well, you probably can't see it, but anyway. Look at that. Just look at that. That's pure life right there. Pure life. 2 ounces a day, just for maintaining your health. And you shouldn't drink more than 2 ounces at a time. But if you are fighting a disease or illness, you can drink up to 6 ounces a day. But it's very strong, and if you've never had it, start off with 2 ounces. Stay raining.